Hello and welcome to part 3 of this series of videos where I go over which Community Day Pokemon to Elite TM or not. For this part 3, we have the year of the Mons that came out in 2020. Starting off, we have Piplup and Toompolion. Excuse me. Is it meta relevant? Yes, in both Great League and Ultra League, it is definitely a Glass Seer type Pokemon, but its Steel typing does help it out a lot. Its move is Hydro Cannon. Shouldn't be surprising with the water starters. Needs an Elite Charge TM. Rating, I give it a 9. Not a 10 out of 10. It is a recommend mon for sure. It's a 9 because its weakness is it's still on the Glacier side, especially against its type weaknesses. And its only useful quick move is Waterfall. I think the only other one is Metal Claw, which is terrible. So, yeah. So, and Waterfall, it takes 5 Waterfalls to get to a move because you're going to be using Drill Peck in addition. So that's a coverage move. So yeah, Waterfall does hinder in terms of getting to charge move, though it's still not bad. It's just wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 for that reason alone. Next we have is Rhyhorn into Rhyperior. So, has some decent play in Master League. Its move is Rock Wrecker, needs an Elite Charge TM. Give it a 7.5. In between the, has niche play, spice, and do it. Because it's definitely, in my opinion, a better raid mon than PvP mon. Like, I have I have a 98% one that's with Mud Slap, Earthquake, and Surf. And I have one that's also 98. I just don't remember the IVs that has Rock Wrecker too. If you're gonna go PvP, you're definitely gonna want Rock Wrecker as its two quick moves are more damage heavy. While it's I think it's Rock Throw it has for the quick move is better damage than Mud Slap. Mud Slap just needs the coverage of a ground move, especially against the steel types. Like it's a ground type that's weak to steel types because of its rock typing. So yeah, so for as the notes are saying here for PvP, definitely preferred over Earthquake if running Mud Slap as the fast move. I've already talked about that second one. And yeah, have one of each. Like have one for ground, for with the ground moves, and have one for rock moves too. So it's like you're gonna be setting up 3 of these things, honestly. So yeah, so just be patient with the candies, especially for Rhyhorn to Rhyperior. All right, so next one is Abra. Was supposed to be in March, but of course this is 2020. We all know what happened in March. 2020, COVID changed the world. Is it meta relevant? No, it is a pure spice pick. Its move is counter, which is objectively one of the best, and by many, it's actually to them it's the best fast move in the game. It's a perfect balance of solid damage and very solid energy gains. You will need an elite fast TM for this one. I give it a 4 because it definitely has niche play. Um, I would still say it's a bit generous, but I say Kazam. Alakazam is a glass cannon here, okay? So just got to keep that in mind. Definitely, I would say best play. Definitely, I would not recommend Great League. I've seen a couple in Ultra League, I've seen a couple in Master League, but it is very much a glass cannon, unless you're Calamatos, who ran a Shadow Alakazam. I want to say it was a Shadow Alakazam. Don't remember if it was Shadow or not, but it was attacked form Deoxys, Alakazam, and I'm pretty sure with the Sharpedo it was Shadow, but regardless, just the fact alone that it was those 3 Pokemon, I think it's the highest attack team ever you could run in Great League. That was nuts. So, if you know how to use it, then great. Me, not so much. With being more casual and have to be conservative. So, if you want to use one, that's up to you. So that's why I gave it a 4. It definitely has niche play. Next we have is Seedot into Shiftry. Is it meta relevant? Definitely has play in Great League and Ultra League, but it is a glass cannon. Its move is Bullet Seed for the Community Day, so you need an Elite Fast TM. I give it a 4, and here's why. Is it meta relevant? Definitely more so than Alakazam by leaps and bounds. The only thing that changes between Snarl and Bullet Seed is the coverage, the typing. Literally same damage, same energy gains. Its charge moves are not changing unless you want to run the spicy Hurricane moveset, which I've seen a couple. And it's a surprise factor. If you know how to get the surprise factor, that definitely can win you some games. So yeah, I mean, obviously, thankfully, both the fast moves get stabbed, but it's really your choice. So so it wouldn't hurt to have one with Snarl and one with Bullet Seed, and it really just depends on the coverage you want. So like if you don't have good water ground coverage, then you might want use one with Bullet Seed. But if you need coverage on Psychic and Ghost, you might want to have the one with Snarl, as it'll give you a little more damage in that sense. Next we have is Weedle to Beedrill. It's only in Great League, but it does have meta relevance even in Open, though it is more on the spicier side, I would say. It's like, oh, what's what I'm looking for? It's got a degree of spice, you know. Its move is Drill Run, so he needs an elite TM, 7.5, so in between, not top tier. Semi spice at best. There we go. That's what I should have. I haven't even on the slide here. Wow. Semi spice for Open definitely has more play in limited cups. You definitely need the move for coverage purposes, though I do see a few running Fell Stinger and Sludge Bomb, but Poison Jab's pretty strong on its own. That's why most aren't running Sludge Bomb on Beedrill here. Next we have is Gastly to Gengar. So, is it meta relevant? Yes, mostly in Ultra League and Ultra League Premier Classic. Excuse me. The Mega, though, for Gengar has good play in Master League when allowed, which we did have a Go Battle League day where we could use Megas for a day. I did Blastoise for the heck of it. I was just like, whatever. At least Megas are much more worth it to use now. Haunter is more common for Great League, though. Just want to point that out. For its community move, it's Shadow Punch. You need an Elite Fast TM. Rating is an 8. So, Gengar has many viable movesets. I mean, definitely is going to be using Shadow Claw, no question there. I think Lick is a legacy move, even if I'm not even sure if it's still obtainable. But it's charge moves with the CD move. Shadow Punch, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast, and there might be one more I'm missing, but the ones I've mentioned are the ones you'll typically see circulating. Arguably needs either Shadow Punch or Shadow Ball, so it needs one of those two for the Ghost coverage, I would say. Unless you really want to be a madman and do Sludge Bomb Focus Blast, which I believe I've heard about one or two here and there. Shadow Punch, though, is a great bait move, and Gengar is so glassy that, like, you know, even a bait move can still do quite a bit of damage, especially if you know if I have a shield and can farm down. Plus, if you ever like Focus Blasting Umbreons, trust me, watching them is very satisfying. Focus Blast XL Umbreons are so satisfying. Alrighty then, next one we have is Magikarp and Gyarados. So this was definitely a popular community day from my experience, because Magikarp, for those who've been playing since the beginning, first mon that needed 400 candies to evolve. So this was a big one. Definitely has play in Ultra League and Master League. And then Great League is definitely more in the limited cups, even though I didn't put it here for Gyarados' sake. Obviously, Magikarp, it's a meme Pokemon if you're going to use it. Like, like, just splash around. Its move is Aqua Tail, need an Elite Charge TM. Also note, it does have a Legacy move in Dragon Tail, again, which you will need an Elite Fast TM for. So, for the ratings for Aqua Tail, definitely 10. A solid bait move. It's essentially a water body slam in the grand scheme of things. And Gyarados definitely needs it, as Dragon Tail and Dragon Breath are definitely solid moves in their own right for energy generation. Dragon Tail, though, has a longer animation, as I'll get to in later. And then, of course, it has Waterfall. So, like, Waterfall, kind of like Hydro with Empoleon, takes a bit there. Dragon Tail is a 7. More damage and same energy to Dragon Breath, but it's a longer animation. So, between Dragon Breath or Dragon Tail, it's really a preference of choice. Definitely has niche play, though. So, next we have is Porygon into Porygon Z. So, note, you'll need I think it's an upgrade. Yeah, upgrade to get Porygon to Porygon 2. And then in the regular games, it's a dubious disc, I think. But in Pokemon Go, you're just going to use a Sinnoh Stone to go from Porygon 2 to Porygon Z. Its community move is Tri-Attack. You will need an Elite Charge TM. It is not meta-relevant. It is pure spice and relies on luck, especially with the Tri-Attack with the debuff purposes. Every other one of its moves is a nuke move. Legit. I give it a 5.5 as it needs it, and it's classy. Relies on getting the debuff. I've already talked about the nukes, and it needs lock on, but it is a lot of fun to run. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen it run, or run it a couple times myself, just to go for it, even if they do shield. So, if you're very lucky with the debuffs, then it definitely that can change the game, as we all know. With if you ever played against Kingdra or used Kingdra and get that Octazooka 2-stage debuff on the attack, so it has its uses. Definitely more worth it than, you know, Ancient Power Mamoswine, for sure. And then the final Community Day Mons, I put them in the same slide just because they were in the same month. For 2020, it's going to be the Electabuzz and Magmar family. So note that Elekid and Magmi, I believe they were hatchable in eggs. And then note that with baby Pokemon like those two, the second charge move is only 10,000 Stardust, so just note that you want to do that before you evolve it. I have made that mistake, and I'm just like, crap, 75k is going to go down the drain. Why? You know, I lost 65. Like, why? Do they have Relevance? I would say no. I would say Electivire has more with its Wild Charge Ice Punch combo. For Electivire, its move, its Flamethrower, Nina Late Charge TM. It's a 2, definitely more worth it than Ancient Power. Nice stat for coverage, but again, as I kind of already alluded to, 99% I've seen go Wild Charge and Ice Punch. For Magmortar, definitely not. It's Spice, move is Thunderbolt, Nina Elite Charge TM. I give it a 3, a little higher than the Electivire one, just because you definitely need it more for coverage. In fact, on PvPoke, it is it is one of the 2 recommended charge moves to go for. But yeah, that is it for the year 2020. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Next part 4 for tomorrow, we'll be covering the Pokemon Community Day stuff in 2021, and I will see you then. Have a good one.